It's very easy to believe that all you really need to become better organized, more productive, and take control of your time is to get the latest app or the latest update to the apps that you're using. The reality is that's not true. It never has been true and it never will be true. What I want to do today is to share with you 3 fundamental basic principles of time management and productivity that if you follow, I can guarantee that you will be more productive, you will take control of your time, and you'll never feel overwhelmed, stressed out, or unfulfilled again. Let's get started. The first principle is to know what is important to you. Now, this doesn't just mean in your work life, it also means in your professional life. If being healthy is important to you, which I hope it is, then that needs to be prioritized in your daily time that you are scheduling. If your work, your career, your business is important to you, then that needs to be prioritized. If your family, if your friends, if your kids, your spouse are important to you, which again, I hope they need to be prioritized. The trouble is, if you don't know what is important to you, then everybody else's crises, emergencies, priorities will automatically become yours simply because you don't know what's important to you. Now, this goes back a very, very long way. I know that Ivy Lee, back in 2018, when he worked with Charles Schwab at the Bethlehem Steel Company, established this 6-point plan where you wrote down the 6 most important things that needed to be done today. Now, that was where something started. But Earl Nightingale in the 1940s and 50s talked about this incessantly. And you can go to YouTube and you can listen to Earl Nightingale today. These were true fundamental principles 50, 60, 100 years ago. But we can go further. Hiram Smith, the creator of the Franklin Planner, always talked about first establishing what your governing values are. And Stephen Covey in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and the book that followed, First Things First, always talked again about establishing what is important to you. The thing is, if you don't know that, then it doesn't matter what time management strategy or system you're using, it won't matter because it will be filled with other people's priorities, not yours. So I urge you, if you really want to start becoming more productive, more focused, more involved in the things that are important to you, then just spend a weekend with a piece of paper and a notebook and a pencil and write out how you feel inside and what is important to you. Start there, because those things need to be scheduled first before everything else. The second fundamental principle is always plan your week and always plan your day. Now, I heard a couple of years ago a very interesting statistic. People who follow Getting Things Done, the book by David Allen, it's been like revolutionary in the digital world of productivity and time management. Now, if you've read that book, David Allen, almost in every single chapter, talks about the weekly review. It's the glue that brings it all together. Now, I don't know any productivity or time management system that doesn't stress the importance of planning your week and planning your day. Jim Rohn talked about it. We know that it's in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, weekly planning. Hiram Smith in his 10 Natural Laws of Time and Life Management, also full of this one single most important principle after you know what you want, is make sure you're planning the week and planning the day. Now, we're not talking about 3 or 4 hours curled up in a room somewhere trying to do a plan for the week. We're also not talking about an hour a day planning the next day. This is not what planning the week is, or even planning the day. What we're looking at is 5 minutes at the end of the day, looking at your calendar for tomorrow, looking at the things that you have to do, the tasks that you have to do, and making sure that you've got a realistic day. When you know you've got a realistic day and you know what's important, you're going to start the day with a lot more energy, a lot more focus, and you're more likely to get all those important things done. If you don't plan the day and if you don't plan the week, once again, we get into that trap of being caught up in everybody else's priorities, goals, problems, crises, and things like that. When you have a plan for the week and you have a plan for the day, you have a strategy, you have a roadmap to follow during that week. Now, we're not planning every minute of the day, we're not planning every second of the week. We're just saying these are the most important things that I need to get accomplished this week. And then on a daily level, we're looking to see how we can incorporate that into our day. Might be that some days you can only spend 30 minutes working on it. Other days you may be able to spend 3 hours. But it's having that plan, having that roadmap that keeps you focused throughout the week. Without that, you're going to procrastinate. You're going to be told what to do by everybody else. Is it any wonder so many people feel burnt out, stressed out, and overwhelmed? Because that's never going to stop. What's coming from other people will never stop. In a way, when you have a plan for the week and you have a plan for the day, it's like you put mufflers on your ears and you cannot hear all that noise because you've got that single focus. These are the things that must be done this week. When you take that attitude to your life, to your work, to even your personal life, you're going to feel so much better. It's game changing. And I really hate that phrase, but it really is, because now you're on your roadmap, not on somebody else's. The third principle is to be absolutely ruthless with your time. Now, this is not really down like the Elon Musk schedule 5-minute blocks on your calendar. What this really means is that your calendar is your time. You do not, and you should never, delegate responsibility for your calendar to other people. Now, I know if you're a doctor, a dentist, or a vet, and you have appointments with clients or patients each day, that's okay, because you've sort of like said to yourself, these 8 hours or these 6 hours, I am treating patients. But you've made that conscious decision. So that's not necessarily delegating time to delegating your calendar to other people. What this really means is that you do not want to allow people to be able to just schedule random meetings on your calendar. You know, many years ago, we used to carry around with us like a little pocket diary, and that was on ourselves. We never gave it to somebody else. It would be like giving your life away. Well, we need to be the same with our Outlook and Google calendars. These are your property. This is your life, your time. Do not delegate it to other people. So this goes back to when we do the weekly planning. If you come across a conflict where you've got 2 appointments at the same time, sort them out now. Get them dealt with now. Just send an email to the person you've decided that I cannot attend your meeting because I'm attending this meeting. Nobody's going to complain at that. You know, you have to make that decision. You cannot be in 2 places at once. Another quick tip is for those all-day events where you just want a reminder of a conference that you're not attending, move that into the all-day section so it's not interrupting your day. When you start the day, it needs to be doable. It needs to be manageable. You need to have your breaks in there. You need to make sure the important meetings in there and the time for you to get on and do the most important work. Be ruthless with your calendar. Don't give away your time. If you need time to exercise because that is something that you've decided is important to you, then it needs to be on your calendar. You need to protect that time. And that's really what it's about. Be very, very ruthless with your time. Don't give it away to other people randomly. Be intentional with it. Make decisions about what you're going to use the time for each day. And I have a bonus tip for you. Foundational, fundamental, basic principle. Throughout the hundreds of years, even thousands of years, human beings have known how to manage time. You've got X amount of time each day. These are the things that I really want to get accomplished this day, and this is what I'm going to do. Technology and tools are great. They help us to be able to move things around quite easily, but the reality is the tools, the technology is never going to change these basic fundamental principles of your time. The latest game-changing app, that is why I really hate that phrase, that is never going to solve your time management problems. The only thing that will solve your time management and productivity problems is, first, you've got to know what you want. Technology is not going to tell you that. Only you can answer that question. The second one is you've got to plan your own week. You've got to plan your own day. Again, technology is never going to do that for you, and you really, really don't want artificial intelligence telling you what to do. That's just horrible. Why would you want a computer to tell you what to do? You need to take responsibility for your time. So make sure you are planning your week, you are planning your day, and then allowing technology to tell you you've decided this is what's important today. That still gives you agency to change that decision if you wish. So technology will not change those things for you. Those basic fundamental principles never change, and you can do that on paper, you can do that digitally, it doesn't really matter. But don't give up control of your life to future technology, because that is not going to lead to a very nice place. Now, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you want to learn more about these basic principles, then this video I did last week on the Franklin Planner, I think you might find interesting.